Okay, thanks for coming, girls, and hopefully a couple more will filter in. It's always nice to have some faces to actually talk to. So tonight we're just going to run over the compensation plan of doTERRA and the different ways in which you can earn money with doTERRA. There's a few different ways, and I guess the potential and the the incredible opportunity that is available with a bit of hard work. So I'm just going to share my screen to find my PowerPoint. Start from the beginning. Awesome. Okay. All right, so we're going to go through understanding the compensation plan. And I guess first of all, this is something that a lot of our leaders talk about with doTERRA, is about building a financial pipeline. And Jessie Reimers is my upline, and she's a like 26-year-old girl who went from pretty much nothing. She was pretty much on the dole and living very much paycheck to paycheck and couldn't even afford electricity. And she came across doTERRA and decided that, she was going in all in or nothing, and she worked her ass off. And, she pretty much hit a rank of diamond, which is a 6-figure income in about 11 months, which is not normal, but it's really fast. But so she was speaking at our leadership retreat in June, and she asked everyone in their current job who was confident that they were going to retire with over $1 million in the bank. And not many people could really say that they could, or they were confident that they would. And I guess in this day and age, the pension's pretty rubbish. And so, unstable, and doesn't really provide a lot of money to really do a lot with, or financial stability. So to not be confident that that people would have enough to retire was, I guess, a big concern. And so our uplines, or our leaders, American leaders, they talk a lot about this financial pipeline. So there's this story of a man who hauled buckets, and that's what he did for a living. Every day he hauled buckets of water from the nearest water source to his village miles away. And because everyone needed water, he always sold out of his water. If he wanted to make more money, he would simply work more hours hauling more buckets. So pretty much that's, like we do now, we work for our money. Time is money. So after many years, he grew weary of hauling buckets, and then inspiration came. If he could use his spare time to build a pipeline, eventually he would be free from hauling buckets. So he labored diligently for a few years to build his pipeline. And then the day he turned on his spigot, everything changed. He'd created an unlimited supply of water for his village, and a financial pipeline that continued to provide him abundance for years to come. And I guess that's really what doTERRA is about. It is very hard. It's hard work in the beginning for a small amount of money, and I guess that's really what any kind of entrepreneurship, where you have to build a business from ground up, is really going to be. So. But it does have a very good remuneration later on, and there is very much a snowball effect that kicks in. I'm still hanging out for that one for myself, but it's coming soon. So I'm just hanging on to that. But once that snowball effect does happen, it just kind of really snowballs, and the income can go up very considerably. So it's really about, I guess, looking at where you are now, what you want to do, if you're happy just to haul your buckets, or you want to create a pipeline. And I guess one of the reasons that I would like to have that pipeline in place, and if we look back at the story of the man who turned on his spigot, all he has to really do then is maintain his pipeline. Is not hauling buckets and working time equals money at that point. So, and I guess the option with doTERRA is to have that residual income coming in so that I can pursue other things that I'm passionate about. So for me, I really want to work as a doula with birthing women, and it means that I can do that as that's my side income, and know that I can work with birthing women, but have income coming in still from doTERRA. And it also gives you the opportunity to, I guess, really pursue the things that things that you're passionate about that you would do if money wasn't an issue. So things like, taking the family and doing a month's mission trip somewhere, or holidaying, or things like that, but really doing those things that spark your fire, and not being held back by having to haul buckets as such. Anyway, so basically the options with doTERRA are, you can just earn your products for free, and this is probably earning from about $200 to $600 a month just for sharing with a few friends here and there. And this is something that, a lot of my girls are starting to share, just with organically sharing with friends and family, and they get some income straight away from the Fast Start bonus to help pay for those oils every month, their LRP every month, and that might be as far as they want to go, or you want to go. So there's also the option then to go further and supplement your income, and this is earning roughly $2,000 to $4,500 a month, and this is silver, gold, and above. So I'm at the moment where I'm trying to get to silver. So I'm at Premier now, so I'm probably on $700-800 a month, which isn't a lot, but I'm getting there, and hanging out for that snowball. As you can see, like, it kind of kicks in quite a lot even between Premier and silver. And then there's the option to completely replace and multiply your income with $8,000, $100,000 a month. That's incredible. You can think about that, but yeah, that's, obviously there's a part-time commitment for the supplementing your income, and replacing and multiplying your income is very much a full-time job, which you wouldn't need to do another job at that time anyway. Daily work, teaching classes, working on mentoring leaders, and etc. Okay, so before we look at the different ways that we get paid, there's a few things to know. So PV equals product value or personal volume, and all our products are assigned a PV. So when you've looked at the price list, you'll see that there's a PV and then there's a monetary value. So pretty much all of the business stuff is based on PV. OV is your organisational or overall volume, and this is your whole team volume. LRP is our loyalty rewards program. So we have a Fast Start bonus, which is paid weekly, and this is really the great one that you can get started on right from the start. Just that kind of income coming in straight away to help pay for those oils. All other bonuses, which I'll explain shortly, are paid monthly on the 15th of the month for the previous month. So we paid on the 15th of October for September's bonuses and what happened in September. This is important to know. So if you are sharing or wanting to earn any commissions, you must have an LRP of 100 points at all times. So it has to process for the month, but because those Fast Start bonuses come in weekly, you need to make sure your template is always at a 100 PV volume, so that you're paid weekly, and they check when those monies come in, they're checking that you've got that in there. So always having that 100 points in your LRP template, and you can of course go in and change as many times as you want before it processes, but just keep it at that 100 points so that you will get paid your commissions. So okay, there's 5 main ways that we earn money with doTERRA. So there's retail sales, the Fast Start bonus, uni-level organisational bonus, our Power of 3 team bonus, and leadership pool bonuses. So we'll go through all of those. This has a really good overview of, as you can see down the bottom, there's the kind of gives a really quick overview of those and a little look at kind of the ranks and how much they earn per month. This is actually something that comes, I think, in your enrolment pack. There was a sheet that had the compensation plan on the front and the back, I believe. That's an overview. I'm going to go through that as well. So retail sales. So this is, you know, sending someone to your shop link. And so when we sign up, we all have our own website. So you can just send someone to your website and they can shop like you would in any normal website. We receive 25% of what they order with retail profits, and that's also paid on the 15th of the following month. I don't sell a lot of retail sales. It's not really the, I guess, not really the focus of doTERRA, because we're about educating and empowering people for their own health. We really focus on, I guess, people getting that wholesale access to the oils. And when you are educating and empowering people, they usually want more than a couple of oils because they want to try, you know, to, I guess, service the whole health. And a lot of people are wanting to replace toxic things in the home and, you know, use it for beauty or cleaning and things like that. So they are most people are looking at, you know, getting more than just a couple of oils. So I always tell people, if you're looking at more than 2 oils a year, 2 or 3 oils a year, then the wholesale account is actually better value for them, because they will get the wholesale price and, you know, they can earn a few points here and there, even if they make not in the LRP, even if they made a one-off order, they still earn 5 points on shipping. So, you know, they can still earn a few points. They have access to all the specials that we get kind of as wholesale members only, and the ability to make points and get free products. So I don't sell a lot of retail, to be honest. The retention rate with doTERRA is actually really high. So we have a retention rate of about 65 to 85%. So that means that, you know, 65 to 85% of my team are ordering at least once more in a 12-month period. But many of mine are on the monthly ordering LRP. So most other industries only have about a 3 to 6 retention rate. So what does that mean? It means that when, because a lot of my team are reordering automatically, I don't have to work for my team volume as much every month. So if I only had 10% rate, then I would have to be enrolling many, many more people to, I guess, to have that team volume that I need for my ranks or whatever. So it is very good. People are reordering or ordering more, adding to their collection. It's kind of a bit of a obsession, right, Bridie? Once you start, you're like, I need more. I need all of them. So you kind of need to have some good money. You have to be ready to pay some more every month, or start sharing with your friends straight away so they can pay for your oils. Oops. Okay, our fast start bonus. Now this is our bonus that we get straight away as soon as we start sharing with people, and it's it works on 3 levels. So 20% is so this is when you get a friend, and they enroll underneath you. You've got your 100-point order in the LRP, and so you will receive your fast start bonuses. So level 1 is 20%. So when anyone that you enroll, you'll receive 20% of their commissions. This is all for the first 60 days. Level 2 is, you know, the enroller. What is it? The enrollers. Yeah, one of the people you enroll, if they share with somebody, then you get 10%, they get 20%, and then the next level up is 5%. So here's an example. So I enrolled my friend Kate, who joins on the Home Essentials kit, which is 235 PV. So I earn 20% of that, so it's about $47. Kate then shares with her friend Emma, and Emma wants to join on a Home Essentials kit as well. So Kate earns that 20% on Emma's enrolment, and I earn the 10%. So I get $23 on Kate's sharing with her friends. And then if Emma enrolls her sister Tara also on the Home Essentials kit, then Emma gets the 20%. Kate gets the 10%, and I earn 5% on that. So this is really, I guess, a great way to encourage us to help our team members to share, and you know, and then when they're at especially if you've got some builders that are, you know, able to work on their own, then you're still getting that bit of bonus all the time, even if you're not really doing too much. So that's always nice. And then you're always still getting that 20% on anyone that you enroll. So our uni level organisational bonus. This is this is really the crux of our earnings and where the residual income comes in. So uni level bonus is earned by anyone in your organisation that's on 100 points. So they don't have to be the enroller. The fast start bonus that we talked about over here is obviously on that enroller, and you can enroll people, and then within your tree you can place them under different people. So I should have mentioned that as in the terminology. So an enroller is the person who introduced that person, or who not owns, but you know what I mean, who has that person who joined that person up. The sponsor is who someone places them underneath you. So if you, Bridie, I think you may have a couple of people underneath you that I've placed there. So you may get an email that says you have a new team member, and you're like, what? I didn't do anything. What do you mean? And that's because I'm placing people underneath other people in my team for where I need volume in my team. But in doing that, you're eligible for the uni level bonuses when you have people placed underneath you. And I will be building your leg soon, Bridie. So that's the next one I'm working on. So the way that this works, so our fast start bonus is for our new members' first 60 days. And then after their first 60 days, they move into being able to, I guess, qualifying for organisational uni level bonuses. So this bonus is based on sponsors and where they're placed in your team, and it's paid up on 7 active levels. So you get paid more on those further away from you, whereas a lot of other network marketing companies, you might have a really long front line, whereas with doTERRA, or Jessie, the way Jessie has taught us to build is to actually build down in depth. So because we're actually getting paid more on people further down, like down 7 levels or more, and it is active levels, so it's paid on, it's called dynamic compression. So dynamic compression, you paid up to several levels down and up to 7% of sales. So if anyone on your levels decides not to purchase anything for a month, then whereas some other companies that it just stops with them, but with doTERRA, they just kind of get disregarded and your levels move up. So your someone on your 3rd level doesn't purchase anything during the month, your level 4 compresses up to be your new level 3, etc., etc. So it just kind of disregards anyone not ordering and goes to the next person up. So it's a little bit confusing. So I've got a video of Jessie's to watch. She's just done a little video on Facebook to, if I can figure it out. Share screen. Let's try that again. Desktop. Can I never seem to find anything on my... Yes, there we go. Okay, so Jessie has, let's get rid of that. And I should probably close down everyone that I'm chatting to. Good old Facebook, eh? Okay, that's a lot of people. I'm not going to do that anymore. Okay, so hopefully you can hear this, but it's not all that clear, but she shows us how that works in a level of on each order. Now, the unilevel is paid on each single order. So every single person that orders each month, this bonus is paid 1%, 2%, 3% to different levels above that for each order. So this is an example of one order, but it's like that for every single person that orders.
Hey guys, just wanted to play another quick scenario for you through to press, showing how you can actually get paid on like 18 levels.
Can you hear that?
And the power of our dynamic compression and unilevel. So once again, it's 2%, 3%, 5%, 5%, 6%, 6%, and 7%, and they get paid up from the order, and they find the next rank to pay up to. So for this 200 PV order down the bottom,
it's a bit unclear.
They'll pay 2% to the next consultant and above with a minimum 50 PV, 2% to them. They won't get anything because they haven't ordered above 100 and they're not manager and above, which is what they're required to get the 3%. So 50 PV, no order, they won't get anything on that order. It'll find the next manager and above, it'll pay them the 3%. Find the next director and above to pay 5%. Find the next executive and above to pay the next 5%. So it'll skip this director, skip this no order, skip 50 PV, skip 75 PV. Find the next executive and above, pay them 5%. It'll find the next elite and above to pay the next 6%. So we've done 2, 3, 5, 5, next 6%. We'll skip this executive, skip 75 PV, and pay that 6% to that elite there. Then it will find, geez, that's hard to read, sorry, 6%. Then it will find the next premier and above to pay the next 6% to, so it's going to skip that elite, pay that silver, 6% on this order, 6%. Then it will find the next silver and above to pay the 7%, 18 levels down on this 200 PV order. So it'll skip these two elites, and boom, 7% all the way up to the diamond up there. So that's just another example. Thanks.
This one does take a little while to understand, so if that made absolutely no sense, you can just have a look on even on YouTube and type, look for doTERRA unilevel and just see if you can find some other videos to explain it. It takes a little while to get your head around. Like, I've seen Jessie explain it on a board in front of me a few times, so it's a little bit more helpful, but it just basically is that on every order, and it just pays up, and it's only one, each percent is that the next level and above. So I think where she said that it was one of the 6% was premier and above, but there wasn't a premier, so the next one was the silver. So the silver got that bonus, etc. So let me see if I can find my PowerPoint again. Is that it? Yeah, that one, I guess it's this is where the residual income does come in. So you are being paid on every single order, and at first it's low, because you're at that lower level when you're getting 1%. So you're getting $1 and you're getting things like that, and you might get a check for $15 or something like that. But it gets more, and obviously when you've got more people underneath you, you're getting paid on every single order within that organisation. So so this is an example of most companies pay down, and so the first level they get the 1%. Oh no, it's the other way around. Sorry, the highest percent is on your first line. So they're getting and this is great for, you get more money to start with, but less money at the end, as you can see. So with doTERRA, you're working your ass off for little at the start, but if you hang in there, I guess the reward comes and comes in. That's where that snowball effect comes in. So, we're getting paid 2% if we've got 3 people. We might be getting 9. Whoops. $9, you know, down to this is as you get further down, you've got, this is your second level, you might have 9 on that, then you might have 27, and this is if mine is not structured anything like that. But if you know, getting to 7% and you had over 2,000 people in your tree, this is a monthly pay of 32,000, and this is actually just one leg, I think. No, I don't know what that times 3 payout means. I don't know. Whereas other businesses, a lot of other network marketing models is, yeah, the more the money, more percent at the top for less people, but then less percentage for where the more people is. Whereas we're getting less percentage for the less, and more percentage for the more. So obviously you can see the 12,000 compared to 32,000 a month. Big difference. So the last way we're paid, and this is not something I'm seeing yet, but I'm getting there. This is on silver and above, and they're called leadership pools. So this is based on the volume of the whole company on a month's basis. So if the company makes $1 million 1 month, the leadership pool would be $10,000. They make a lot more than that. So I think so. If it's a silver, they get 1 share. So we're getting all the silvers getting $1,000. So that's a lot of silvers, and you're probably not getting a lot. But as you get up, you know, there's a lot less people. They're making more money, of course, so the share is bigger. If there's a lot more silvers, then there's probably a lot more income coming in. And then, yeah, so all golds get 3 shares, and then platinums get 6 shares, and that's split between however many platinums there are. So, and then an additional share is earned for every personally enrolled elite. So when the level of silver is 3 elites. So an elite is, I probably should go through some of those ranks. Have a look at those quickly. So an elite is kind of the first rank that is considered leadership. It's an overall volume of 3,000. The premier, and that's the first one where you really need to be structuring your own legs and your own team underneath you, and that is 2 legs of executive that are 2,000 each. This is their team volume, and this can be anywhere. They can have 10 along their front line, which is not smart, but it doesn't matter where in their leg that 2,000 volume is. Silver, which is the one I'm aiming for next, is 3 legs of 3,000. So that's quite a big jump up from Premier. That's why it's taking me a little while. I currently have reached Premier for probably 4 or 5 months, 4 months now. And so I'm consolidating that pretty solidly, but I'm having to build my 3rd leg, so a whole leg to 3,000. So that takes a little bit longer, but getting hopefully by the end of the year. So gold is 3 premiers. So the premier, yep, you can see what the premier is. Platinum is 3 silvers. Diamond is 4 silvers. And you can see that monthly income for each of those as well. So yeah, so when you're a silver, you're earning an extra share for all of your 3 elites that you got to elite, I think, as well. So there's a bit of a bonus when you hit silver. The first month you hit silver, and then 10 minutes. Oh, we're finishing in 10 minutes. Okay. All right. So hopefully, don't know if that was actually more confusing or what, but that does kind of cover the different ways we get paid. I will stop sharing and answer some questions if anyone has any. But it's really about consistency, which I'm learning. I'm not a very good consistent person, so I'm learning that. And then, you know, I just thought this was a cool little thing that I saw. Your success depends on your ability to do simple activities consistently with high accuracy and full intent. And entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't. So we're working hard for little money, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. So when we hit the big bucks, then we'll be able to, I guess, pursue things that are more of our purpose in life. Okay, stop share. So does anyone, you can unmute if you have a question, or there's a little chat function that you can hit to ask any questions as well. So if anyone has any questions, unmute your mic and feel free to talk or to chat if you don't have a mic. Probably just confuse everyone even more. No questions? It's probably go watch it three more times to actually understand. Oh, good. I hope that helped. Me and Monique have been talking about it back and forth for the last week, haven't we? So it gave me the kick up the butt to actually do this webinar, actually, because I've been, I need to do that, I need to do that. It helps me to understand it a bit more and to then, yeah, it is good to watch it again, I think. So, awesome. Well, if no one has any more questions or comments, then I guess we'll finish it there. So thanks for coming. It's definitely nice to see some faces and not just talk to nobody. It's nice to have people on my webinars. Yay. And have a good night, girls. All right? See you later.